With money tight and jobs scarce and the price of just about everything, including fuel, going up these days, people are taking a good, close, hard look at this controversial form of coal mining. It's called mountaintop removal. Take a look at this recent CNN poll. 57% of Americans say they oppose the removal of a mountain summit to allow a mining company greater access to what's below the coal there, and it's part of her upcoming documentary. They're calling it Battle for Blair Mountain. CNN Soledad O'Brien gets this exclusive first-hand look at this highly effective and highly controversial form of coal mining.
Most mountaintop removal sites are hidden from roads. To get a clear view of the aftermath, you need to go up.
Here we go. Right. They're going to be taking all of that rock material. They're going to take it all. So where there was a stream is now steps. Right. And rock. Right.
Another concern for those opposed to mountaintop removal projects, the blasting.
It shook the houses real bad. It cracked our porches, ceilings in our houses, but you couldn't prove it was done by blasting. This was just a bad place to live.
Charles Bella lives in Blair. When blasting began near his home in 1997, he was working in the mines.
Every time I'd complain about the blasting, the superintendent said to me one day, said, do you realize that you're biting the hand that feeds you? And I said, yeah, but I also realize it's the hand that's killing me.
Do you worry that the streams are damaged, that the dust is in the air? It's not healthy. You can't tell dust by sniffing, and you know it. Another Sharples neighbor is Diane Kish.
Let me tell you, this fed our families.
So you don't think it's unsafe?
No. I would take a drink of that water.
You would take a drink of this one? You would not.
Yes, I would.
Come on, look at the color. I wouldn't let you.
Better than black.
When you look at this mountain, you know, the trees are stripped away. Is that progress to you?
It's a job in the making.
Soledad O'Brien, I look forward to watching this documentary. I have been up in a helicopter over those mountains as well. And, you know, this really is a battle. And the battle with two sides. You have the people who say, you know, this argument, it's all about jobs. And then there are the folks who are concerned about the environment, more so than, you know, feeding one's family with these coal jobs. Which side do the folks there in West Virginia fall on?
You know, I actually think it's more nuanced than those two sides. I think it's often broken down to jobs versus the environment, but what we really found was that it's more complicated than that. There are certainly people who want to see jobs in the region, but also don't necessarily want their drinking water or their water at all to have toxins or be poisoned in any way. And there are certainly people who feel like they understand that those things should be able to coexist, but how do you get there? So I actually think ultimately when you see this big battle, there are people who love their community, and they love it so much that they're willing to really fight hard for it. So I don't know that it's necessarily, you know, why should people have to have an either or? Why should it have to be jobs or a clean environment? Isn't there something in between that they can fight for and win? Yeah, I thought that man said it best, that yes, you know, he's biting the hand that feeds him, but it's also killing him. And you know, though, for people who aren't in West Virginia, who don't live in that state, how does this story really resonate nationwide? Well, I mean, I think today everybody's talking about jobs, 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 obviously, because that is what we need in the United States right now. And also, for anybody who's not in a coal-producing part of the country, we all, you know, walk into a room, flick a light switch on, and expect that the lights are going to come on. You know, a lot of that has to do exactly, and we want to continue not thinking about it. So the answer is not simply, well, eradicate coal production. It is how can you have people live together in an environment that's clean? How do you make it so people don't have to make a choice between a healthy environment and, you know, and having a job that pays well? Are there jobs that can come in? You look at it right now, there are not jobs that are coming into the area paying $65,000 a year, which is what the coal miners we interview talk to and tell us. $65,000 a year, that's a hard job to replace. So those are all the complicated and nuanced issues that are really happening. I think everybody who is watching the story, whether they're in West Virginia or outside of West Virginia, can relate to that. You know, Blair Mountain is really a metaphor for jobs in the United States, I think.
Yeah, Blair Mountain, I know there was a huge march over the summer, and essentially the issue is whether to blast Blair or not, right?
Well, I think the issue is if Blair Mountain could be mined, then what does that say about the potential for every single place in West Virginia to be mined? At this moment, there's no one who's setting up a blasting site on Blair Mountain, but it definitely has become a symbol, a symbolic point of where people are saying, let's stop it now, let's stop mountaintop removal. Many of the coal miners say, well, mountaintop removal right now is where the jobs are, good jobs, and if in fact you do stop mountaintop removal mining, you are stopping our jobs, you're stopping our livelihoods, you're impacting our families.
Soledad O'Brien, we will be watching the images. There are stunning. Let's tell everyone when we can watch the documentary, Working in America here, the battle for Blair Mountain, which side wins Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, right here on CNN. Soledad, thank you very much.